Well, hello there, konnichiwa again. So, well, I can wait no longer for making the review for Fairy Tail chapters 339, A Drop of Time, and 340, Cold Gift. So, I decided to make this a dual video on those chapters because they were important, each one in his own way. First, the chapter 339. Well, it was good because we do learn that apparently Ultiar did not die. She grows pretty old. Well, I don't know because it was ambiguous at the end of the chapter if she eventually died from old age at the end of this chapter, of if she will be living her remaining years as a old woman. So, and this chapter was important because of that situation with Ultiar, obviously, and because she did write down a letter that she hand over to Jalal and to Melody, saying her goodbyes. And we also see that Gray did see her when they are leaving Crocus, and he kinda acknowledges that old woman was Ultir, and he was not pleased about what happened because eventually he did get the knowledge and did know that she saved him, sacrificing her own life. And that's bad for Gray because he again is feeling the same kind of guilt he feels when Ul did died sacrificing her life to save him and Leon when they were young boys. So that will be a very hard situation for Gray to settle down inside him. Uh, and we also learn that Doran Balt, basically the guy is powerful as hell because he wiped out the memory of all, including the members of the Magic Council and even his own partner Lahar. And I did not suppose that Dorambald possessed that kind of power, but it was surprising to see him, and it's explained that he did that, and he kind of let Jalal go, and that was interesting in his own way. But Dorambald, apparently the guy is powerful as hell, apparently. Uh, and the third aspect that is very important about this chapter 339 is about Cobra. And basically Cobra kinda returned to jail voluntarily. He did not try to escape, he did not try to go to something other place. He was happy to hear the voice of Kuberius, um, and the voice of other people. So, but he is kind of bummed because he was unable to fight back the dragons with his Dragon Slayer power. But he says an important thing that now Tartarus will start to move, and he explicitly requested to Durambald for him not try to pull that crap of erasing or wiped out his memory because he does not want it, because he wants to have his full memories because of the events that will lead to Tartarus began moving. So Cobra kinda give us the information that in this final arc, and I will further in this video will explain why I think this will be the final part. Uh, um, he explained that Tartarus will appear and will make a move. What kind of move? I don't know, but we will see Tartarus appearing in this last and final arc of Fairy Tail, and is cover that give us that information. Then on to chapter 340 gift, and that is the most first. This was the chapter that for me points out that this arc that Fairy Tail will now be entering will be the final arc of Fairy Tail. Because we on the chapter 339 we see or have some kind of confirmation that Tartarus will appear and will make a move, and that in this 340 we see Zeref appearing again, and we see that strange monkey or that strange black thing that was with Obra of Raventail, and apparently is kinda a servant of Zeref, so it kinda implies that Zeref in a way was he kinda manipulating Raventail from behind. It appears that it's hinted in that way, and we see that Fairy Tail is returning to Magnolia, all the population is happy, and the mayor of the city kinda decided to award Fairy Tail because they win the magic games with restoring their guild and their building. So that was very good. Also, in this chapter we again see the problem with Grey thinking still about Ultiar and about the sacrifice that Ultiar did, and eventually it's Julia that talked to him and saying that it's unpolite to have that kind of face when all are celebrating, and Grey does agree, and he kinda puts a smile on his face, trying not to be rude or impolite, but I do feel that Grey character will change because of this, and I eventually venture to say that eventually Grey could at some point go on a lone journey to find himself again and some stuff like that. Just my feeling. And then we have the situation with Zeref and Mavis, and that was very interesting because Zeref was in the woods near Magnolia, and Mavis kinda feel him and go to him, and is Zeref that says that he will now, since the world still continues to reject him, and since the world does not change and does not accept him and so on and so forth, he will now begin his war of annihilation. And Mavis basically said that Fairy Tail will stop him, but Zeref is quite pleased by that because he's thinking about Natsu. So, and I say this is the final arc because kinda Zeref hints that on his speech to Mavis, saying that if the world rejects him and his energy, his forces, whatever, and if the world does not change, and he is grow tired of waiting, he will now make a move for total annihilation. And well, I guess that eventually in this final arc we will also eventually will see Ethnologia. So we have the setting up for what will probably going on the next and final arc. We have Tartarus making an appearance apparently. We will have the war that Zeref intends to bring to the world, and the chaos and death that he intends to bring. And we could even say that the warning of future Rogue, when he was almost disappearing, when he says that be sure to tell my present self to not allow Frosh die, because in one time from now on he will die. So I guess it's possible that Frosh is killed in this final war, and eventually in this final war Acnologia will also take a part on it. So the three remaining enemies, let's say on that way, or adversaries, will make an appearance and will take a strong part on this final arc. And thus that's the reason why I say that Fairy Tail most certainly will enter in his final arc now. Uh, because we have Tartarus, the last of the great dark guilds. We have Zeref, that he clearly states that he will bring a war of annihilation on all. And we have the hint that Agnologia will also make a move based on what Future Rogue says when he was defeated. So this kinda, all the pieces are coming together, and in this final arc all these three forces will appear and will be confronting Fairy Tail and the other guilds and so on. That's my betting. So those two chapters were very interesting. They kind of give the setup for what probably will happen on the last arc. I do hope that Mashima does a great last arc, and I do not have high expectations, because at this point sadly I cannot have it. However, I do hope that Mashima does, if he goes finish and if he goes for the finish goal of Fairy Tail, I do hope that he makes this arc amazing as the first arcs, the Tower of Heaven arc and the arc against Horation 6 or Nirvana. I do hope that in the list this arc will be on that level, and if that's the case I will not be unhappy about it. So well, yeah, this is my review for Fairy Tail chapters 339 and 340. Hope you enjoy, stay well, peace, see you soon.